What about the Ark of the Covenant? Apparently Jeremiah took the Ark of the Covenant and the temple furniture from the temple outside the city. There's a tunnel called Jeremiah's Passageway that's caved in several spots. Richard Reeves, who worked with Ron Wyatt, has been working on this for years, digging out this tunnel. Some places are still open. But there's all kinds of tunnels under Jerusalem. I mean, there's another city under that city. Okay? And who knows what hasn't been discovered. But apparently they took the Ark of the Covenant and all this temple furniture outside the city wall, but inside the siege wall. Well, if you look at where that arrow is pointing, that is Golgotha, the place where Jesus was crucified. The garden tomb is right there. I was there a couple years ago. I'm going again in the spring back to Jerusalem. Oh, it's incredible. If you get a chance to go to the Holy Land, get over there. It's called the Place of the Skull. Jeremiah's grotto is now a place where they store bananas. A couple of Muslims own it, and they store fruit there to sell. But apparently in Jeremiah's grotto, all this, you can see it there, Place of the Skull where they stoned Stephen, the garden tomb, the Gordon's Calvary. Jesus was crucified right there. He was buried just a short distance away in the tomb, and we get into more later on the crucifixion site. But Ron was digging in that area, Ron Wyatt, who died in '99, and you can get all of his discoveries from our ministry. There's only, I think, 2 people that sell his DVDs, him and us. $100 for his DVD series. It's phenomenal. If you want to watch, there's 5 DVDs, I think. Yeah. If you want to get all of Ron Wyatt's discoveries, you can see more about this. Just contact our ministry, $100 and get it. But Ron said he was digging outside there in Jeremiah's grotto area, and they found the crucifixion site. He covers it all on the DVDs. And they found this little cave. He had a Muslim friend working with him, helping him dig dirt. You know, he just paid this guy, Arab, to dig. He was squeezing down in this little hole, digging around, and he came out screaming, I quit, and left. So Ron went in there, and according to Ron, I talked to him for hours about it. And he said, Brother Hovind, if you told me this story, I wouldn't believe you, but it happened to me, and I know that all liars have their part in the lake of fire. I knew Ron personally. I think he was a good man. If I was God, I would let him find this kind of stuff because he wasn't looking for glory. He was looking to glorify God. So other people, other Christians, and even good friends of mine say, "Oh, Ron's wrong." He's, I get blasted for even mentioning Ron. And Eric, you and I, on our video series, Creation Science, Answering the Critics. We cover some of that in this DVD series. If you want to get all those DVDs about our answers to the critics. But Ron said he squeezed down in this little hole, and there's a little cave about 4 feet high, and he saw several things in there. As he looked around with his flashlight, he found, for instance, the table of showbread. The golden table that the Jews had built 3,000 years ago. Jeremiah hid that stuff in there, built a false wall in front of it. And there's this concrete box, like a concrete, but it's actually a rock, hollowed out. And when the lid was broken, according to Ron, he went over there and he looked at this lid, and he couldn't see in it because the ceiling's too short. But all over this lid was a black stuff like dried ketchup. It turned out to be dried blood, according to Ron. Right above the crack in the lid was a crack in the ceiling of this little short cave. That crack in the ceiling went all the way up to where Jesus was crucified, 20 feet straight up through solid rock. All this is according to Ron. I've never seen that. But there's other folks who say, yep, that's correct. I mean, I don't know, but it preaches good, at least. Apparently, Jesus died on the cross, and his blood ran right down onto the mercy seat, which is where the blood was supposed to go when there was a sacrifice. Because Jeremiah had stuck it there 600 years earlier. And the blood ran right down into the mercy seat. Now, Uzzah put forth his hand and touched the ark, and God killed him. So when Ron told the Jewish authorities, hey, here's your ark, they said, oh, we're not going to touch that. It's still there.